Ross, the acquisition manager. This is another property we got from a broker. Shout out to Nathan. He had sent us a property. We were originally looking at some listings that they had in their brokerage as far as um, an actual apartment. And one of the things I asked them was, did they have any seller finance properties? And this was one of the properties he sent over. And I was like, this could be useful for Steven or even Richard. So, I put something together at first. And usually how this works is you put something together and they counter back. No matter how good the deal you put together, they counter back. It's like a tug of war. So they gave us this, and ultimately the terms work that they gave us. The only thing I would need to confirm is the unit mix. What I mean by the unit mix, how many is it a 2-1? Is it a 1-2? And then how many rentable units are there? On the listing and in the message he sent me, he said it was 4 units. But there is a discrepancy from Zillow. Zillow says it's 2 units. So I need to determine how many units are there. Why this is important, because they're rentable units. So the easiest way to think about this is each unit you are able to charge a certain amount of rent. So instead of charging $1,000, we're able to charge $3,843 because each room is 1,000 and some change. So, excuse me, not room. Each unit is 1,000 and some change. So it allows us to charge more for the actual property itself. If this is accurate, then we got some movement. The only headache, though, he wanted a 3-year balloon. We can't do 3. We could do 5. Realistically, I probably should start with 6 because again, they always want to negotiate. So when you go negotiate, we gotta have some room to negotiate. But at the same time, this is how this goes. They give us an offer, we give them an offer, and then we find somewhere in the middle. And right now, we gave him the interest rate he want. We gave him the monthly payment. Well, he didn't really say anything about a monthly payment. Let me look right. So we gave him the down payment, monthly payment, but we didn't give him the balloon payment. So negative on the balloon payment. And we will need to confirm that unit mix. And then from there, we good. I'm gonna write a letter of intent up and then give it to him and see what he want to do after that. I'm gonna give him a call in the morning and let him know, hey, we like the offer you gave you. The only thing is we're gonna have to push back on that balloon payment. That balloon payment too short. For an investor, honestly, for anybody, a homeowner, it's too short. 3 years to pay, nah, it's not enough time to make that money back realistically. So, all right, we're gonna update this. Um, 275. Okay, 270. And then we give them got the year monthly payment. Shit won't let me go. I was trying to do both. See, I got the option to go to 5 or 6. They gonna try to negotiate. We gave them more than what they wanted. Fuck it, we going 6. we going 6. We going 6 years. Oops, we going 6. Okay, so we about done. I'm gonna update this. Shout out to Steven. So let me break this down for y'all in a simple way. So, okay. This is why seller financing is the lick. This is why I say most people they can get into homes very cheaply and they don't understand it. So this is how much the buyer would have to pay to purchase this property. He would have to pay $63,500 just to purchase this 300K property. So, okay, the purchase price is 325. So that's the actual purchase price, but he only has to pay 63,500 for this property. Um, the monthly payments to the homeowner would be $1,077. Our cash flow would be $1,590. This is how much we would make per year. Remember, we still got to confirm the unit mix. So in 6 years, there's a balloon payment there's a balloon payment that's due. And this is how much the balance is for the balloon payment. As you can see, the balloon payment is more than the actual purchase price. This is why I say most homeowners they don't understand this, and this is part of the education part that they're missing, and part of the education part that agents, realtors, and other agents are missing. Brokerages is not teaching this. A homeowner can actually get way more for their property selling it on seller finance. Let's look at this. So here's the interest rate, right? The interest rate, excuse me, this is the interest rate. This is how much he'd be making on interest alone. Here's the principal. I need to make another video for principal and interest to explain it in more detail. But the interest on the actual property, this is how much they would be paying. So they paid a lot of interest. They basically leveraging out this property. They squeezing everything that they can get out of it. So total, this is how much they would get total. So as you can see right there, let me hover back over it because it was in the way. The total amount paid after balloon payment has been paid off, interest, down payment, principal, outstanding balance. So as you can see, that's the total amount. That's the total what they'd be getting. So they'd make way more selling it directly through seller financing versus a cash offer. The biggest hurdle is most homeowners, they want it now, which is why he suggested 3 years. We ain't giving them 3 years. That's against my rules as an investor and partnering with these other companies. They don't like 3 years. They always say do 5 years at the least. It's 5 years to 6 years or a little longer, or you can go 10, 20, whatever you guys negotiate on, but never take a 3-year haircut because it doesn't give the investor enough time to make his money back. So usually what happens when somebody get a short-term balloon payment. So we're looking at this as a wholesale deal. So we're looking at this as a wholesale option, a wholesale opportunity. So directly, we don't care. I'm not going to say we don't care because we have to care because the buyer wants to buy it. But we are not looking at it from a perspective of, I got to live in this property or this is my rental property. We're looking at this as, hey, we flipping paper. So what that means is it needs to be able to cash flow for the investor to take it. But at the same time, what it end up happening is right around year 5 to year 6, the investor, if he's smart, he already got an exit strategy in place. But around that year 5 to year 6, that exit strategy gonna kick in, and regardless if he paid off in full or he refinanced and whatever's being covered, he'll cover the rest. So it just depends on how you want to play the game. There's multiple ways to play this game. It just depends on your level of education and your level of knowledge. Some people, they lend from another property to pay off this. I ain't seen it all. So it really just depends on that level of education that you have and who you got around you. If you got somebody around you that can school you and give you a little bit more game on how to get out of your situation, very possible and very doable. We could put something in the contract that says at year six, we could put a option where, hey, instead of paying off the mortgage, give us like 3 more years. So it just depends on whatever's negotiated, whatever's put in the actual contract, whatever's broken down. This particular property, this would just be a standard wholesale situation. This cash flow, like I said, the only thing we need to verify is those units to make sure it's accurate on the because what it says on the listing versus Zillow is something totally different. So I need to confirm how many original listings, how many original units are they, because those, it definitely does make a difference. But with that being said, this is a good opportunity as far as what we're trying to do. We could even increase this a little bit, but it's gonna go up. So it's a good little opportunity. It's a good little situation. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna download this and get it ready, send it to them. And then I'm gonna do this. This is the finished product. Yeah, we added that. Alright, so we're gonna download it and then send it over. We ain't gonna send it over right now. I'm gonna put it as it can send no auto. Shout out to Steven. I just realized something. I always remember what they say. Let me download it as a PDF. There you go. One of the things Stephen he teaches is when you send it over a document, put it as a PDF so they don't change anything.